Welcome to Warhammer 40k, the grimdark reality where life expectancy is 15 hours.
That's not what we're doing! It's Warhammer Fantasy!
Well, fuck. I don't have an intro for this. Screw it. We're here to praise Sigma and kill filthy fucking Skaven. I may not know much about the lore, but I do know Skaven lore, and those fuckers deserve to be genocided. I didn't play the first Vermintide, and I don't know the fucking lore, but the story is pretty simple. You're attempting to stop the Skaven and a noble chaos cult from the north from destroying the Empire. This comes down to killing a few warlords and destroying the Skitter Gate, which has allowed chaos to invade in greater numbers. Like most Warhammer games, the plots are pretty simple. Kill heretics, destroy the thing. But the characters you play are fun, and they have these interesting dynamics and backstories that are brought up as you play. The Witch Hunter Assault Spire is a self-righteous prick, and one of my favourite bits of dialogues is this.
Good kill, sir! But keep your elbow up! The guard's open! You damn!
Thank you. Bam! I shall heed your advice.
As you should,
Break it down!
No one wants to lug your corpse around!
Because it shows that despite his position, he will still take advice from those he knows has more expertise in the area than him. You will also get bullied if you drink potions without losing much health. And I'll let you discover the rest as you play the game, but the characters make this game more interesting from a lore perspective than the story ever does. Vermintide captures the essence of easy to learn, hard to master. You're given a melee weapon, a dodge ability, and a ranged weapon, which usually has limited ammunition at the start of every level. And additionally, you'll find bombs and potions that'll boost your abilities. The 3 potions you get are Strength for increased damage, Speed, or I like to call it Cocaine, and Concentration, which refills your special ability. There isn't much complexity, but there is a skill to combining and timing the tools at your command. At 30 hours, I know that your melee weapons have directional attacks depending on your attack combinations and your movement, but I am nowhere close to mastering any of them. You'll have to combine a heavy attack and a light attack to take out shielded enemies, and timing your push attack to deflect a blow will leave your enemy open for a killing blow, but it is damn hard to time. If you have a shield, using your block attack will stop all damage from rattling gunners, which makes your teammates' shot a lot easier. Mastery of your weapons becomes more important at the higher levels. It's pretty simple at the lowest level. You can successfully wiggle your sword around like you're having an epileptic fit and still get through just fine. But even the second difficulty level, veteran difficulty, requires you to learn how to dodge, block, and work with your teammates. At veteran level, your bombs now injure your teammates and enemies will do enough damage that trying to tank their hits will result in a very quick failure. I'll cover it here rather than later. Working together is really important in this game. There are multiple enemies designed to fuck you up if you wander off on your own. Get yourself a battle buddy. This also helps you deal with armoured enemies, as both of you striking will remove the need to time your attacks. The combat has a fair bit of depth and you'll learn as you play, and this was just a few examples. Your combat will also adjust, since each character and even the character's class will change what weapons you have, your special abilities and bonuses. The enemies in this game are where a lot of the challenge and teamwork comes from. There's really weak cultist and Skaven enemies that you'll just mow through like a blender. Then there's armoured and DPS variants you have to fight, but then there's the specialised enemies that really change things. The Assassin and Packmaster both attack players that have wandered from the group, immobilizing them and dealing loss of damage if an ally doesn't save them. Flamers, bomb throwers and rattling gunners specialize in attacking at range, forcing you to get behind cover or prioritize them as a target. After this are the Chaos Champions, which are just tanks and will tear through your health if there isn't a combined effort to kill it. And finally are the mini bosses. These show up if you're doing a little too well, and you do not want to fight one when you're out of ammo and supplies, because they will fuck your shit up. The boss fights are difficult but fun, and act as a good way to finish off each mini story that you play through. These take place in arenas at the end of the level, where you'll sometimes fight a boss after a wave of enemies, or deal with enemies and the boss at the same time. As a side note, during the Drakenfell questline, you'll actually face the boss in the first level, but can't deal damage to him due to spoilers. But it really sets up how much of a threat this enemy is, and is a great narrative use of the boss fight structure. The way the game spawns in enemies based on performance and to force changes in player choice is really cool. But the AI actually being useful is fucking amazing. Most games have garbage companion AI, but in Vermintide they hold their own in combat, that collect useful items, and they will pass them to you when you've used yours, and they'll revive any player that's down. I really love this, because it makes the solo experience of the game really enjoyable, but also means that someone disconnecting mid-game doesn't screw the entire team over. They can be a little awkward with which player they follow when you play with others, but unless none of you are communicating, this shouldn't be an issue. An additional nice touch is that if you have taken too long when exploring an area, a wave of Skaven or Chaos creatures will suddenly attack you to get you to fight combat and slowly progress through the level. The progression system comes from character level and loot crates. Calm down, it's not as bad as it sounds. You get a crate each level your class earns, at the end of each level and when you complete challenges. You get 3 items from every crate, and these items scale with your level, so you earn the same or better equipment. These items can be scrapped and used to make the items you actually want. Personally, I don't have an issue with this because you earn plenty of your gear quickly. All your non-weapon items can be used across all classes, and even if you hate the random bonuses you can get, you can re-roll it in the crafting area. And the items you get out of your box are always for the character you have equipped at that time. So if you're a sneaky little bastard, you can open that crate in one of your early characters so they can get some wider variety of equipment if you want to do that. Your character gets to choose 1 out of 3 perks every 5 levels. These perks can be changed between levels as you adjust and experiment with your character's build. I really enjoy Vermintide. It's challenging on hard difficulties and a fun game to play with friends, but does feel a little empty solo. It's still receiving updates like the Drakenfell questline DLC, which was completely free, and a new class for each character, which will bring something fresh to the game. I'm also excited for the Darktide game they're cooking up right now. As long as they can get the gunplay right and leave the rest of the game the same, I'll be a very happy camper. Especially if they keep cool little features like the Twitch plugin, which allows chat to alter your match by giving you supplies or sending in extra enemies to increase difficulty. Like the last 2 reviews, this game is simple at its core, but it's still a fun game.